Hey guys, it's Shadera Angelina. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be making crock pot cinnamon roll casserole. And it takes 3 hours and 10 minutes to cook. This is the ingredients. I printed it off from Pinterest. Ingredients and instructions that I can go off of. On the back, it has the girl's Instagram that made it. Her name's Stephanie Jackson. So yeah, it says a yield 10 servings. Here's all the ingredients. You got maple syrup, cinnamon rolls, vanilla extract, eggs, half and half, nutmeg, and cinnamon. So I'm just gonna start opening up the cinnamon rolls. These are 2 cans of refrigerated cinnamon rolls. I wanted to get Pillsbury, but they didn't have cream cheese icing for the Pillsbury brand. The Pillsbury Grands is what's on the actual recipe, but I just got an off-brand version that actually had some cream cheese frosting. So once they're all opened up, I'm going to lay them out and cut them into quarters. So just cut them straight across into quarters. I just made them all the same size for the most part. I believe those are quarters. I assumed it was a quarter, looked like it. When it said cut into quarters, I assumed that it looked like a quarter, so I just went off of that. So the next thing to do is to spray the inside of the crock pot with cooking spray. I'm using the butter version of cooking spray because I think that's better for baking or sweets in general. So you spray the whole inside of the crock pot. Make sure everything's covered so nothing sticks. Once it's sprayed, then you place the cinnamon roll quarters evenly in the crock pot. And then you set the icing containers from the cinnamon rolls aside for now and just fill up the crock pot with the cinnamon roll quarters. I ended up having to layer some on top because there was no more space, so I just did my best to fill it up and with all of the cinnamon roll quarters that I could. All the cinnamon rolls are in there, and I'm gonna take a drink of coffee because I'm tired, it's early. Yum. And the next thing to do is, in a medium bowl, you're gonna whisk together the remaining ingredients. So I'm gonna crack the 3 eggs open into the bowl. 1, 2, 3. The next ingredient is half and half. And how much half and half? I did a half a cup of half and half. I did feel like I put a little bit too much because I poured it out too quickly, but I didn't think that was going to make a difference. I don't think it did. But if you do make this, I would measure definitely just half a cup or less of half and half. It might change the consistency of this mixture, but I don't think it made a big difference. So pour that into the bowl. What is next? It's going to be the maple syrup. This is just some regular original syrup, and I'm going to put 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons of syrup in the bowl. Just showing you the kind of syrup I used. And the next of the remaining ingredient is the vanilla extract. So for vanilla extract, I put 2 teaspoons into the bowl. I definitely use my measuring cups when it comes to making recipes, so I'm like trying to make it very accurate. Some people can do it without measuring. Props to you. So that's 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. And then I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Making sure it doesn't spill everywhere. I put a little bit more cinnamon because it's really good. Why not? Hopefully it didn't mess up the mixture. But the next thing is nutmeg, and I put one teaspoon of ground nutmeg in the bowl. Now I'm gonna whisk together all of those ingredients. Speed this up. Make sure it's all whisked together. And then you're gonna spread that evenly over all of the cinnamon rolls in the crock pot that were placed there. So take that mixture and just evenly pour it. The consistency poured over pretty well. I don't think it was a bad consistency, but like I said, I would really stick to the measurements to make sure the consistency is perfect, if that's what you're worried about. But I think it was okay. And then I'm going to spread one of the containers of icing, that's the cream cheese icing, over the top of the cinnamon rolls, on top of the mixture also. So I had to cut it open, set you guys there so you can see. And you can see how the spread that I just mixed together is kind of sinking in, so it's getting over all of the cinnamon rolls. I was surprised how much icing came out from that little container. But it spread over all of them pretty evenly. And that's what it looks like. So then we're gonna close the lid, make sure that it's closed, of course. And it says to cook on low for 3.5 hours. So you just get to let that cook and do its thing. Okay, so it's now been 3.5 hours and I'm back to check on the cinnamon rolls. I turned the crock pot off and they look pretty good. They look like they all risen, and they're not sticking to the side of the crock pot. So that is what they look like after 3.5 hours. And I'm making sure with my spoon to feel for them to make sure they're cooked, and they are. The next thing to do is to spread the second container of the cream cheese icing over the top of the cinnamon rolls. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Make sure it covers like all of the cinnamon rolls, so they all get some icing. And after you spread the icing over, you let them cool for about 5 minutes. That's the last step in this recipe. So I'm comparing the picture after letting them cool to the cinnamon rolls now, and it looks exactly like the picture. So I think I did a good job. I'm really proud of myself. Now it's time to try it. My son came home from school, so I'm going to give him some, and I'm gonna get a plate for myself also. Spooning it out, that looks so good. It looked like there's cream cheese over all of it, cream cheese icing over all of it, and it's definitely cooked. It's not still raw. And I'm just showing you guys what it looks like when you spoon it out. So even like the layer under what I scooped out, there was still mixture and cream cheese inside of it. And here's me trying it on camera. I would definitely suggest cooking this for like a large group of people because there's so many leftovers. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. This came out so good.